Hello there, everybody. I hope that you're all doing well. I do apologize for not being around here as often as I probably should have been, but I've been working on stuff for the Fandom Collective, which should be coming to fruition, I think, in about a week from the day this is posted. We shall see. Maybe even sooner than that. But anyway, there's been some stuff on my mind in regards to filmmaking, and I've had different conversations with people as of recent that make me kind of want to address it in a video. It's like, especially like customers will ask me what I want to do with my life other than work at Subway, which is what I'm currently doing, as well as YouTube. And sometimes, like I'll say I want to be a movie director, I want to be a film director, and they'll look at me like, oh, so you want to like be in Hollywood and you want to go that route? And my instant response is like an obvious no, I don't. And they're like, oh, so you're gonna be independent? Like, as if it's just like, wow, that's crazy. And just like, it's hard for me to kind of explain how I feel about that. And what's funny is that there's still so much that I need to figure out, and there's still so much that I need to learn in general. Like, there's so much that I need to learn about filmmaking in general, not just about making films, but about the independent sphere as well. I mean, there's been a rise in independent comic books and crowdfunding, and I'm sure there's been some films that have been crowdfunded, and there's been an independent sphere for many, many, many years, but a lot of people don't recognize them because there's not as many trailers for them taking the popular spots. They don't play in so many theaters as much, or even if they do, it's just they're just usually kind of passed over or caught on way later by word of mouth, maybe. I don't know, like I've talked to some people and I've heard opinions from people that have been in the Hollywood sphere before, and like one of the worries is like, people had their stories stolen from them. They've had just bad interactions here and there. They can, be given a project and just have so many different types of issues come up. I mean, look at COVID. Like when that happened and you got filmmaking and all this stuff going on, all these different delays. Like if you're trying to get into a different location to film a specific scene that normally would have been an easy breeze to make, and then you gotta wait for 2 weeks, all that stuff that was going on, like that'd be crazy. That's crazy. And like, my goal of wanting to be a director sometimes I'll admit kind of wanes, because I feel like I've dipped into this interest quite late. Like honestly, just going back maybe between 5 and 7 years ago. I don't remember specifically when I realized that I wanted to invest into filmmaking, but it was still pretty late. So I was like around 2015, 2016, 2017 area where I started to realize that's what I want to do, that I love filmmaking and I want to bring my stories to life. And that was the main thing. I was really into writing stuff and always had ideas and want to make them come to life. That's how it generally went. Writing is probably my favorite aspect in the filmmaking process. However, it's also one of the most aggravating at the same time when you're trying to get it meticulously correct and just right and flow properly. And I've had many times where I thought I've written something fantastic and showed it to a few people, and it is literally trash, just banged against the wall, and it's like, man, am I good at this or not? Because then sometimes I'll have something pretty good and in little sections, but just not, I haven't been able to do something that I am too proud of altogether. And at the same time, I'm trying to catch up in general with just basic movies that I need to watch, because I haven't watched so many films that so many people believe that great filmmakers have made. These are great films. If you want to be a filmmaker, you gotta at least have seen these films, and it's like I still have a long way to go in that area. And I'm also trying to keep up with some current stuff, and sometimes there's stuff that I don't want to watch in general. I don't want to always just be sitting down and watching things. I watch YouTubers sometimes to have like background noise. And then there's also TV shows that are pumped out all the time. Things are pumped out at a faster rate. There's so many more companies that make movies, and there's streaming services, and it's insane. So like I'm in kind of a confused spot of like what I would even do if I were to gain enough skills and can be a director. So I've been trying to think more logically on what I could possibly apply or focus on. And I feel like, writing is my favorite aspect of filmmaking, but to be a director, you've got to have a variety of talent or skill or knowledge of some kind with other things. I would think you do, to be able to be like a better director, so that you understand the jobs that other people are doing as well. But I've never even been on like an actual movie set. I've never been on a place with another crew. I've never had to direct people other than what I have through YouTube, where they usually have a cameo of some kind and they're talking on the phone, or it's something simple enough where there's not much else to do. You're so limited in what you can do with all of it that there's not much to direct at that point. So it's not quite the same as like trying to tell a cameraman what to do and somebody with lighting. And with the stuff that I try to film myself, I don't have a cameraman. I'm a one-man team here. So like when I try to film my skits or try to do little short film things, they are usually very silly and they might come off as stale to some people because like there's no camera movement. It's just a still camera and I'm doing stuff on screen, and that makes me think about, should I even bother making those ones and focus on something entirely different? So I've just been thinking about different ways to utilize skill and editing and stuff like that. So it's not like I'm going through a crisis of any kind. It's just I'm sharing my thoughts that I've had that go back and forth and rattle around in here on occasion. But at the end of the day, I'm still very determined to become a filmmaker. I'm still very determined to learn more skills, and I'm still very determined to make more progress. And I'm still going to be on YouTube at the same time, which I've also heard that is also kind of foolish to be trying to do YouTube and make YouTube videos, but making videos has helped with some of my process and learning about films and thinking of different aspects and having conversations with plenty of different people and different perspectives. And I'm learning quite a lot. And there's a lot of editing tools I've learned in a lot of different ways. So like I'm still gaining a lot here. And then the main thing on top of all that is that if I do want to go the independent route anyway, I think having an audience is a good start, especially since I don't have a career already with filmmaking. I'm a noob. I'm a rookie. That's the gist here. So having some type of an audience to see the growth and hopefully maturity into a better filmmaker will help out in the future. So that's pretty much just my thoughts on that. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you guys later.